This movie might be more interested in taking jabs at Donald Trump than telling a thoughtful story. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Isaac Joel, and today we're going to be breaking down The Apprentice, starring Sebastian Stan and Jeremy Strong, set against the gritty backdrop of 1970s New York. The film chronicles the early years of a young Donald Trump, who is eager to forge his own path as the ambitious second son of a wealthy family. However, his journey takes a pivotal turn when he encounters Roy Cohn, a notorious lawyer known for his ruthless tactics and moral flexibility. Cohn, recognizing Trump's raw ambition and hunger for success, takes him under his wing, but not without consequences. Their relationship becomes a breeding ground for the cutthroat mentality and ethical disregard that would come to define Trump's career. This film offers a disturbing glimpse into how Cohn's toxic influence helped shape the man that we know today, revealing the dark undercurrents of ambition and power that run throughout their story. Now, I want to emphasize that my review of The Apprentice is not a political stance in any way. My interest in this film was sparked by seeing set photos of Sebastian Stan dressed as Donald Trump while running around New York City. He looked incredible, and I could tell that it would be one of those performances that has the potential to be truly compelling. As a film critic, I'm here to evaluate the movie based on its artistic merit and storytelling, focusing on how the film portrays this complex figure. The film unfolds in two distinct chapters. The first hour is set in the 70s, where a young Donald Trump learns the art of the deal from the relentless and manipulative Roy Cohn. This section offers an intriguing concept and is reasonably well told, effectively capturing the ambition and ruthlessness of that era. However, the second hour, which takes place about a decade later, depicts Trump at a level of corruption and immorality that would define much of his life. This part of the film, to me, falls a little bit short, suffering from a lack of perspective and depth regarding its subject. In my view, the writer kind of gets lost in the complexities of Trump's character, dropping in references and personality quirks, kind of like a Marvel writer using Easter eggs. As a result, the narrative feels as hollow as a late-night comedy sketch. While the performers do their best to keep the film engaging, The Apprentice ultimately concludes with a simplistic notion that there's no explanation for this guy beyond greed and capitalism. To me, this feels not only shallow, but also an easy way out, ignoring the nuanced layers that could have made the story truly compelling. Now, the cinematography in The Apprentice is one of the most striking aspects of the film. It feels as though it was shot on a camcorder, giving it a raw, almost found footage aesthetic. The lack of continuity between shots only adds to this effect, creating a disjointed visual style that feels oddly fitting. This creative choice helps the film feel like it belongs to a different era, as if it were a forgotten piece of history we're now rediscovering. It's an ambitious and refreshing approach that makes the viewer feel like they're peering into the past and adding a layer of authenticity and intrigue to the overall experience. In my opinion, this was one of the best aspects of the film, as it plays into the idea that we're witnessing something from a bygone era. In many ways, The Apprentice feels like a Saturday Night Live parody or a Wikipedia page brought to life. It seems as though the filmmakers took every detail that they could find online and stitched them together to create this movie. This approach gives the film a disjointed quality, as it lacks the depth and nuance necessary to portray such a complex figure authentically. Ultimately, it feels completely unnecessary, as if it's merely rehashing what we already know rather than offering any new insights or perspectives. Jeremy Strong's portrayal of Roy Cohn is marked by an unattractive orange spray tan that, quite frankly, detracts from the overall experience. It's hard to believe that the makeup artist wasn't exaggerating in an effort to make Cohn as unlikable as possible. While Strong is undoubtedly a talented actor, I found it puzzling that halfway through the film, his character suddenly stops being the controlling figure we expect and submits to Donald Trump without any real justification. Cohen is depicted as a man who has blackmail on everyone and wields this power to get whatever he wants. Yet he never attempts to take down Trump, even after Trump treats him so poorly. This inconsistency in Cohen's character undermines the film's credibility and leaves me wondering about the motivations behind their relationship. Rather than offering or portraying a compelling mentor-mentee dynamic, it feels like a missed opportunity to kind of delve deeper into Cohen's character and the complexities of his influence overall with Donald Trump. Strong plays Cohen as a shark, often surrounded by smaller fish, effectively capturing the predatory nature of his character. At the same time, he conveys how Cohen saw potential in the young Donald Trump and sought to mold him into a powerful figure. Throughout the film, Cohen notoriously teaches Trump 3 tenets of life and business that Trump later adopts as his own while working on the art of the deal. Attack, attack, attack. Admit nothing, deny everything. Claim victory and never admit defeat. These lessons encapsulate the ruthless mentality that would come to define Trump's approach to both business and politics. It's a chilling reminder of the kind of mentorship that Cohen provided, shaping Trump into the controversial figure he would become. But Strong's performance effectively highlights the toxic dynamic between mentor and protege. Maria Bakalova, best known for her role as Borat's daughter in the sequel, is cast in The Apprentice, and her presence only reinforces my feeling that this movie might be more interested in taking jabs at Donald Trump than telling a thoughtful story. It begs the question, is this a satire of the American dream, a horror movie about how that dream became a nightmare, or maybe a comedy about a buffoon who just happened to stumble into power at the right time? The film seems unwilling to provide a clear answer, instead relying on easy shots at Trump's persona instead of diving into more difficult conversations about capitalism, politics, family, or even marriage. It feels like they wanted to say something profound but got lost along the way. And honestly, maybe there's just too much to unpack about Trump's life for a 2-hour movie to handle effectively. One of the biggest questions I had while watching The Apprentice was, why did they make this movie? Donald Trump didn't give permission for his name or life rights to be used, so I'm not even sure how this film was legally made. Perhaps it falls under the protection of free speech, but the fact that they're telling someone's story while completely leaving that person out of the process feels strange and honestly unnecessary. It raises a lot of ethical questions of biographical films. Where do we draw the line between artistic expression and telling someone's life story without their involvement? It's hard not to feel like the film exists solely to capitalize on Trump's name and persona, which makes the entire exercise feel somewhat hollow. I'm going to rate The Apprentice 4 out of 10. As a movie, it's just not satisfying, and the way it abruptly ends feels like the filmmakers didn't know how to conclude Donald Trump's story. Sebastian Stan delivers a performance that, while entertaining at times, feels almost like an SNL parody of Trump. There's no depth, and his portrayal lacks the seriousness that could have elevated the film. Jeremy Strong, who plays Roy Cohn, has moments of brilliance, but his character ends up feeling one-dimensional, especially with the exaggerated spray tan and over-the-top makeup. The dynamic between Trump and Cohen had potential, but it gets lost as the movie progresses. The cinematography is by far the best part of this film, with its gritty found footage feel, but unfortunately that alone cannot save. I can't honestly say I recommend that you head to the theaters to check out this film. Maybe when it releases on digital, you can check it out and form your own opinion. But in the meantime, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. As always, my name is Isaac Joel. I'll catch you next time.